Hey everyone, welcome back for another Slim Sports interview. And as always, I'm your host, Jay Slim. And today I'm wearing my FSW ring because I got one of my closest friends from my time at the JUCO days joining me from the volleyball course all the way over at UNLV with the Rebels, a 6 foot outside hitter, Alondra Alarcon. How's it going, Alo?
Oh, it's going good. Thank you for this interview. I'm so happy to be here.
Hey, absolutely excited to have you on. You've had a great career so far, 3 years into college, now going into your senior year in 2025. Crazy that those years have gone by already. Time goes by fast, and you have a whole lot of accolades in just those 3 years, a whole lot of awards to your name. And I'm going to tell viewers about some of those awards in a segment that I like to call Rewind and Recap. In this segment, I just rewind the clock, talk about some of these accolades, and first of which, your sophomore year of FSW ended up leading FSW, the Buccaneers, to their second straight NJCAA national championship, back-to-back national championships. And then after your sophomore season, Volley Mag announced you as National Player of the Year at the junior college level. Ended up being named NJCAA First Team All-American in 2023. And you ended your career at FSW as the all-time leader in kills with 656. So rewriting record books, getting awards, winning national championships, you can do it all. How would you say that that experience at the junior college level really helped prepare you for this next step with UNLV? Because this past season, you got to experience that Division I level in a very good conference in the Mountain West. How would you say that helped prepare you to take that jump?
I would say like if coming from a junior college to a D1 was a big jump for sure. I think junior college helped me just to get along with the people, like with the language too. Like freshman year was really maybe really hard because of the language. Like we had so many people like coming from around the world. So I think my sophomore year, for me exactly, helped me to my mental health. Sophomore year was like a year where I had to be a leader. I was talking with Coach Thais like about everything was about to happen in my life after this sophomore year. So this third year, like the last year, which it was like my junior year here at ULB, was a great year. I think it was a year to get used to the D1. Was a big jump. I had so many things to learn that I didn't know before I come here. Like it was a hard year for sure. It was, but I would say it was a grown year. The and I slightly brought my experience from junior college. Of course, like I have had learned so many things here, like so many plays that I didn't know before, all the stats. I think I had a great group of teammates, a great group of coach staff that they helped me just to get all these things done like in an easy way.
Absolutely. And I actually had one of your former teammates on from your freshman year at FSW, Barbara Kohler, on about a week ago. And her and I, we've known each other for years, just like you and I have. And I was there during that first national championship, got to do stats for you guys throughout the season. So her and I talked about that, but she wasn't there for the second one. You were there for both of them. I gotta ask you, what was that like for you to win back-to-back national championships your first 2 years at the college level?
Man, what's the best feeling I ever had in my life? I will never forget that day that we became back-to-back national champions. Like I just remember the first day I came to Florida with a dream just to achieve my goals. I wanted to be a student athlete there, but I never like would think that I was about to achieve my goals, like be to back-to-back national champions. Like in those years, my first year was awesome. I learned so much from my sophomore girls. Like they were really awesome. In the second year, I had to be a leader, so I was like, let's do it. Became like back to back national champion was the best feeling I ever had in my life. Like I was like, okay, I did it. Right now we're going to D1. Let's do it again. Of course, it wasn't like it was a great season. It didn't like end up how we won, but it was okay. Like we're working hard for this year, and I hope all these things come this year.
There you go. And I'm going to get a little bit more into that UNLV year, this first year for you at that Division I level. But first, I want to shout out Thais Bazaketo Allen because she did give me this ring and she's my favorite coach ever. And anytime I interview one of her players, I always want to shout her out for that
Yeah.
because she is awesome. Now going into your stuff with UNLV, you just had this first year, and with the Rebels, your first 2 years combined at JUCO, you only had two losses combined, one in each season. And obviously, it wasn't in the playoffs. You ended up winning the national championship both years. Now you're with that UNLV program where you guys are in that very tough conference in the Mountain West, very tough teams like Boise State, San Jose State, uh, and Nevada's in there. A lot of really talented teams. How would you say the experience for you at UNLV was more competitive? How would you say you had to take that step up to the competition at this level?
Yeah, I would say last year was a great year to grow as a person, as an athlete, like to keep growing. Yeah, I know I'm like this conference is really tough. Like they have so many good teams, but I had like a great team, a great coach staff. They helped me to just like play like I know, like I was coming from Yuko College. I would say like this year, like sorry, last year helped me a lot. Um, just to have that like that level that I did like that I wanted to play before, after college. So I would say like of course like I'm so happy to be here. Like I think like this conference just like made me be a hard worker like every day, like to go to the gym, go to do reps and everything. So I'm just so happy to be here. And I mean I just like hope this year gets better than the last year.
Hey, there you go. And this
Yeah.
past season, I mean, you guys did have a winning season overall, 15 and 14 overall on the season, 8 and 10 conference record in that tough Mountain West conference. But you helped lead them to some big time wins with some big time highlights. I know because I watched your games, I watched your highlights, and I want to talk about some of them in a segment that I like to call Make That Play. In this segment, we just talk about some of those highlights real quick. I went through Twitter. They posted some of your best highlights throughout the season, so I took a look at them and I put down my top three from this past season that I saw, in my opinion. But you're obviously the high flyer on the court that's going up and slamming it down to get those points. What was your top play from this past season?
My top play. I mean, I feel like I'm a six rotations player. I always like since I was child, since I started playing volleyball, I always wanted to be a six rotations player, like be a passer, be a hitter, and be a defender like player. I just remember it was against Hawaii, just like a packed arena with so many people like cheering for UNLV, cheering for Hawaii, and I just got like aligned on the right side. I didn't know how to celebrate that point. After that, I was just like, okay, let's go to serve. I was like really happy for that, and I think it was just like a big time because we were playing against like a good team, against Big Ten or Big 12 team. So yeah.
Hey, there you go. I I gotta recheck Twitter and see if I can find that one. I did not see that one, but
Oh, I can send you. I can send you for yeah.
okay,
That's
there I will need that.
yeah.
The
Yes.
three that I have that I absolutely love, the first of which was a match winner where you were going against Fresno State, one of your better games, like you said, and you were just turning it on, and you ended up having the match winning kill. And you went up, and even the announcers said that you flew through the air and hit it as hard as you could. Absolutely incredible kill that you had. And then the number two that I have, back-to-back aces against Nevada where that helped put you guys in front, give you guys a little bit of a lead. And the way that you served it, Nevada just they couldn't stop you. And then number three, I have a big time kill against San Jose State, where you talked about being a six rotation player. You had the serve receive, got it over to your setter. She set you up perfectly at the pin. It hit the girl right in the face. You had no mercy in that game, by the way. That was hilarious watching your reaction. But those are my top three plays. And overall on the season, you finished the year with 160 kills, 23 service aces, 173 digs, 24 total blocks, for right around 196 total points on the season for yourself. The crazy thing is most of those came in the second half of the season. First half of the season, it was kind of you're trying to find your rhythm, you're trying to find your place on this team. And then the second half, you were able to finally start being yourself and getting all of those kills. What went into that process of breaking into that main group, the main hitters group for this team?
Yes, I'm not gonna lie. At the beginning, it was really hard, like to come here and just like I had like a big group of seniors. Like they were teaching me every day, like like everything because I was a little lost. Like I didn't know anything. It's just really different coming from a Yuko college to a D1. There's so many things that you gotta learn, and I didn't have like that time because I transferred like around June or July, like almost season, you know. So I didn't have like that time that I wanted to have before, so I could learn. I could just have the time to learn everything. We started like I started at the bench. I was just like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's cheer for the team because at the end of everything, this is the thing I like. I want the team wins. If I need to be in the bench, I'm just gonna cheer for my team, and I just wanna win. If I need to be like on the court, I'm just gonna do my best. I'm just gonna like show everything I have. So that's what I was thinking at the beginning of the season. So one of these games, just like coach called me like, "Hey, you gotta get in." So I was just like thinking like, okay, you're just gonna go and you're just gonna do like what you know what you know how to do, just play volleyball. It's not like another sport. So I went in and it's just like start like getting my game, and then I started this starting the lineup, and I was just so happy to made it. Like of course there was like some games I couldn't start, but I was like really happy just like to go in and just like help my team. So at the end of the season, I started like in the lineup. And I was just like so happy. I was just like getting prepared for the next year, like for this year. So I was just like so happy. I think like last year was just like a grown like season, and right now I'm just ready to have my last season here.
Hey, there you go. And you guys actually started the season off very strong, 5-0 start to open up the 2024 um,
Yes.
season for you guys. And we talked about it earlier, winning season overall, had some big time wins against some high level competition. Talk to me real quick about the talent level of this UNLV team this past season, as well as your guys' coaching staff, how they were able to help you guys start off the year so strong.
Yeah, I feel like last year we had like a whole team. Like they were seniors for sure, but they were like it was just like a unique team, like a team where you could see and you could see like the togetherness we always had, like the passion we have for volleyball. So everyone was like supporting each other, even the coaching staff when we need them, like they were like there for us, like just talking to us, like hey, it's okay, like just go to the next point, or like something like this, just like trying to support us. Of course, like it was a hard season, was a tough season. We started like with so many like big games, like big time, like against Big 10 teams, Big 12 teams. We have like in the middle of the game, like in the middle of the season, a streak of losing, just like trying to find our maybe lineup. Like our coach likes like to move the bench so everyone can have like time to play, which is like good. So at the end of the season, it's just like, okay, let's do it for ourselves, for our family, for our coach staff, for all the people who believe in us, and all the people who is involved on this program. So I think we just play like we started playing. So it was just like too good to have like the last thing. I think they helped me a lot, and they just like changed my mind for like at some point of the life. Just like you just gotta enjoy the game. If you are not in your best day, you have your team. They're gonna just have your back. So it was just like a good team. But I'm so excited for this year. It's a whole new team too. So we will see what's gonna happen. I just feel like it's gonna be a good year like the last year.
There you go. And we'll talk real quick about next year here in just a sec. But the question that I got before that in my little list of notes here, we mentioned how this was your first year at the Division 1 level, but obviously
Yes.
you wouldn't be able to tell because you were able to step in and do a lot of things for your team. That's partially because at FSW, you played alongside, I don't even know how many other Division 1 talents.
Yes.
And not only that, the conference you guys are in, all Division 1 caliber opponents that you're going against as well. When you moved up to this Mountain West Conference where you're going at the Division 1 level, was there any difference that you noticed in the competition as far as talent wise or whatever it might have been? Or did it all just kind of seem the same to you?
I would say like college is like too good 2 years to play, like to get along with the American gang or whatever. Like most of the people I met in college, they were internationals, like American people I met too. But it's just like you just like get along with the American game or like with the what like it's just another game that you used to play maybe from your country. So I would say when I came here to D1, it was just really different for sure. Like you have people like really tall, like I would say like I'm not the tallest person, so I would say just like when I came here, it was more about like okay, be smart, what where you wanna hit. You're not gonna pass around like a girl who has like 6'4" or whatever. So you just need to be more smart about your game. So that's something that I really learned last year when I came here. I was like, okay, of course I can hit a like a 4-4, but I just need to be smart. It's not gonna happen like all the plays. So I think like I would say it was really different. Up, talking about the level, junior college is a good level, but D1 is just like a little higher level because you find like so many people, which is like people who is tall, and they have just like a good block, a good defense, a good like everything, like all the techniques. So it's just like I would say like just more like just play more about smart, like just find the spots, and I really like that like for sure because when I came here, I really learned like the specific sport is just like like every game is just a different reading. It's just a different like a spot that you need to hit. It's just like a different study of game. So it's just like I really learn every day in all the practices, in all the games. So it's just like I really like it, and it's just like a good start. I wanna keep playing professional, so it's just like a good start to have.
Hey, there you go. And obviously, you're going into this next season. You're going to be looked to as a leader for a team where you said that you have a lot of newcomers on this UNLV roster heading into this upcoming season. What are you seeing from the group for next year so far? What are your expectations heading into that 2025 season for this team overall, but also yourself in your final year?
Yes, I would just like to be this year like really special. Last year, I know I have like a whole new team. We just started with the practices, with the gym, and it's just like a team. Everyone is really committed with the team. So that's something that I really like that. So like everyone is committed with the goal we have since the beginning. Since they committed here, like just like maybe make to the NCAA tournament or like uh, just get a national champion here in the Mountain West Conference. So it's just like a really interesting team. You will see where we just started to work. Like everyone is really committed. Like everyone is doing their job. Everyone is doing their role. So it's just like, of course, like the people who was before here is just like being a leader. Like include me. So I'm just so happy for everything we have this year. We just need to wait for the season.
Hey, there you go. And you've gotten to play with a lot of great talent at UNLV, FSW, everywhere you've been with. You've played with high level competition and high level players. And I love having high level players like yourself on. Obviously, I had Barbara Kohler on in the past. And I have this segment specifically so I can get more names to reach out to look up. And it's called Who's Up Next. So in this segment, you can give me as many names as you want to reach out to have on the podcast, either this season, next season, whenever. Two rules though. First of which, whoever you recommend, you got to help me get them on. And number two, you got to give me at least one name where they weren't a teammate of yours at UNLV this past season.
I would say like Roberta is a good guest to have. She just like being have like in one of the best conference here at USA. So I would say just like to talk to her about her experience. I would say Vicky too.
Mhm.
Vicky has got a great season. I was talking with her. I was just like so proud of her, like proud of Robbie too. I think like JUCO and coming to a great conference and just do our job, of course, much different. And someone from ULB, right? I would say my roommate, Bashalato, she's like from Poland. She's like one of the person I always talk. Like we just like bring like another type of culture here, embrace the culture, which is like really good because most of our teammates are American, so it's just like really good to talk like to have people around the world. I really love my team. Like I love everyone, so I would say someone who is interesting is Basha. She just like have like a great season last year. So
Yeah.
she just came from ACL surgery, so she had a great comeback. So I would say she's like a good person to talk.
Sweet. All right. So those are some good names right there. Now that we've talked about who's up next, gotta talk about what's next. Obviously, you guys are starting up those spring practices, getting ready for that 2025 season to make a run at the Mountain West Championship, make your names put your names into the NCAA tournament next season. How are you preparing this off season to really get better and be the best version of yourself on the court next season?
Yeah, I mean, like since I started the new year, I was like, okay, change your mind. New year, new me. I started like being a hard worker, like being disciplined with everything. Started like having good habits. I think that's a good start to have. If you wanna have the best version of you, last year, best year should be. So I'm just like I just started like start practicing like being like the most talk like just I just like talking in the practice or whatever, just like cheer for my team, you know.
Mhm.
So I would say that's something that I'm really working on it, just to the next step I have after this year,
All
you know.
right.
So I'm just like, yeah, I'm being a hard worker and have the best mentality I ever had in my life.
Hey, there you go. And I cannot wait to see what you guys do in 2025. Obviously, I was tuned into your games this past season. You already know I'm tuned into your games next season. And I'm so
Yes,
happy that I got to finally get you on for an interview with the Slim Sports Podcast. Great
yes.
story to tell. And you're going to keep on going, going to wrap up your college career, go on pro. And hopefully you don't forget me when you become big time. Don't forget the
No,
stats guy.
never, never. Always humble.
Absolutely. I appreciate you so much for taking time to do this interview, Alo. It really does mean a lot.
Thank you to you, Jay. That was a fun interview, a cool interview that I always had.